What is going on, everybody? Happy Saturday evening. Anon here, and I'm going to take my turn, and I am going to walk through this announcement that Hasbro CEO, board, blah, blah, blah. There's been a class action lawsuit filed against them. So I am fairly substantially qualified to talk about this. I've been involved in a couple of these, not as a defendant or a plaintiff for that matter. But really working with counsel on either side, getting into some of the details. So the first thing that you guys need to know is generally when you have a derivative lawsuit like this, or any securities violation, it's going to be pushed by some sort of hedge fund that has a large position. They're going to find a couple patsy shareholders that a trial by jury is going to be sympathetic with. And those are going to be the folks that are named in the case as the poor little souls that lost their life savings due to this big bad corporation. So here you see, filed in Rhode Island, which is interesting. Two people here, don't know who they are. I'm sure they're very nice people. You only have to own a share of stock to really file a lawsuit against the company. So it's not like it's a really big deal. The one thing I do want to mention is I've had a lot of folks mention, well, why wasn't this lawsuit brought in 2023? So the whole purpose in the legal system of statute of limitations is you're not always aware of wrongdoing in a timely manner. So over a period of time, you start to see, the onion peel back to the point where the emperor has no clothes. And it's one of those, holy crap, these guys committed some sort of wrongdoing. We're now going to file a lawsuit. And generally speaking, it's 7 years for most things. It varies by state. It varies by jurisdiction. The statute of limitations on fraud, I believe, is substantially longer, even if it may not exist. I don't know specifically as it relates to fraud. But you have this lawsuit, 76 pages, which quite honestly is a little short. But whatever. It is what it is. So I'm reading through this on Wednesday night, Thursday night, and Thursday night. And I'm like, okay, whatever. They did wrongdoing. They lied on their earnings calls and this and that. And hopefully I don't dox myself here. But there was a point in time in my career where I was a CFO of a public company. I've done multiple earnings calls. I've gone through the process. There's transcripts out there with me speaking. Onset earnings calls. When I tell you that there is a litany of lawyers who go through that to make sure you don't stub your toe, it is the understatement of the century. And my company was probably a tenth of the size of what Hasbro was when I was there. So when it comes to saying, well, so-and-so said bad things on earnings calls and this and that, it's impossible to prove. Unless there's some sort of smoking gun where you get into discovery and you find emails talking about some sort of underhanded bidding, etc. It's never going to happen. And, if the big time lawyers suing Elon Musk, who's quite honestly the biggest con man of our time, can't win, and they can't win over the idiot shareholders that are too dumb to realize that he's a con man, chances are the odds here aren't super high. So I want to go down to something here. And this was what I found really fascinating. So it says, according to the complaint, the claims come from a review of internal corporate documents produced by defendant to plaintiff. So the documents were given by Hasbro to this law firm. Then obviously a review of public records, conference calls, announcements made by the defendant. So you're going to go through every single document multiple times. Multiple people are going to listen to them and triangulate exactly what the message is. But the fact that this law firm communicated with Hasbro and Hasbro's general counsel, presumably, or it could technically be their head of investor relations, drew a blank there for a second, gave them the documentation they were asking for, tells you how scared Hasbro is. I think these guys are a joke. So generally, when you see a lawsuit like this, you're going to look for one of these guys here. Now, there's litigators that anytime a company comes out and they pre-announce a miss of earnings, there's going to be a series of Yahoo Finance or whatever, IBKR news articles of all these lawsuits, soliciting, if you lost more than 3 cents, reach out, we want to sue these guys. They're ambulance chasers. It's just what they do. Now, you go down to the guys down here. Now, I don't know these firms. I'm not familiar with them. But if we go down here, you got big boys. Skadden, Davis Polk, Sullivan Cromwell, Gibson Dunn, Latham. Less familiar with these other guys. Normally, law firms are just a bunch of names. But if you look at any legitimate litigation or corporate litigation, you'll see one of these big names because it's the way the world works. So if we go back here to the article, and again, I am not criticizing the law firm. I am simply giving my opinion on what I know to be true. You go up here, and it says, where the hell is the law firm? I literally just had it. I thought it was at the very top here. It's Brown. Hold on, let me find this real quick. There we go. So, in total, the company spent blah, 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 blah. Look, every single corporation on the planet has waste. There's moral hazard. They piss money away because the board of directors of public companies don't give a shit about shareholders. No different than your government, my government. They don't care about me. They don't care about you. It's the way the world works. So the folks that are looking at this saying, oh my God, they're going to get Hasbro. This is going to be a lesson that it doesn't matter unless Hasbro screws up so bad. And given the demand for Magic, especially in the new set, it's not going to happen because the rest of the business is melting ice cube. It's a cost center. It is a flaming bag of garbage. And some private equity company comes in and takes them out, which, by the way, beware of the devil you don't know, because they could really, really destroy the game. These are not the drones you're looking for, right? This is not going to save the day. This is not going to put the stamps back on the pre-release promos. It's not going to happen. So, I read through this and I saw that the plaintiffs being represented by two folks, I'm sure they're very nice. The Brown Law Firm in New York. Never heard of them. Affiliate local counsel. I don't know who these guys are either. But if I go to the Brown Law Firm, and I don't mean to laugh, but they can't even resize the pictures of the attorneys here. And look, it's a tiny shop. It's a 7-person shop. So I looked at this and I'm like, okay, this doesn't make any sense because you have a small shop spending a lot of time and effort. Now, there's not a whole lot of money that these guys are going to spend because they're going to do all the work themselves. So I wonder if one of the lawyers is actually conflicted and is a shareholder here or has a family member. I don't know. So I went to the recent successes and, you look at SeaWorld, settlement, Peloton, again, they're co-lead counsels on everything. So these guys, I don't know who Open Door is, settlement. Let's go back here. Oh, look, there's settlement. Here is another settlement. Every single one of these are settlements. These guys don't actually litigate. They are an actual worse ambulance chaser than the folks that just solicit people who lost money because the company stock went down 10% because they pre-announced a bad quarter. They filed this lawsuit, in my opinion, because they want Hasbro to pay them to go away. And that's all this is. It's unfortunate because, quite honestly, I had hoped there was going to be a little bit of meat on the bone here. but there's not. And it's kind of evidenced by the fact that Hasbro just gave him a bunch of documents. They're like, here you go, have at it. Good luck. Don't know who you are, but have a blast. So you go through this entire list, and there's some big names here. It looks great. Well, I don't know any of these yet. The Real Deal. Go-Go. I know Go-Go just because I used to be in the telco space. But again, Settlement. RTI Surgical. Settlement. These guys are in the business of ambulance chasing, filing lawsuits, and getting paid to go away. Full stop. The end. Nothing to see here. Have a great night, guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, and yeah, it's shitty. Hopefully somebody comes in and kicks these guys in the balls. But nothing's going to happen here.